May profits be upon you. Welcome to another weekly market forecast. Looking at gold. Gold and them there hills. We're looking at gold futures right now. All right. Let's take a hard look at the month. This is actually the weekly. Sorry. If we look at the monthly, we can see that it's been a very lovely push higher. And this is the last area of support that we could find down here where it broke out. And this was back in April 2024. Been just pushing higher and higher from here. Okay. Uh, you can see there is a weekly fair value gap here, which shows the strength in the order flow. That is a very large institutional candle there. All right. And then we have the months after that. This is, which one is this one? This is October, and this is November. And you can see how the sellers came back into the picture here, forcing price back down. All right, after it made this large push up. But what you have to realize is that we're looking at after this, after this area there. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. After this area here, we have a higher high, higher low, higher high here, and then a push back down for a higher low here. All right, why wouldn't we see a higher push from here? Why not? Why not? All right, now what you want to look at is the way ICT likes to look at it is here. We look at the this wick. Looks at the 50% of this wick. If the market stays below the 50%, he might divide this up into quads. All right, I divided it in half. He wants to see if the market will respect the 50% of this wick and act as resistance and force price to come back into this fair value gap for it to find internal range liquidity from this external range liquidity here, and then push higher to the external range liquidity. IRL to ERL, ERL, IRL. All right, this is your fair value gaps, or your internal range liquidity, and your highs and lows are your external range liquidity. If we go to the weekly, what we can see is that at that 50%, yes, the market came down and closed below it 2 weeks in a row. We came back up to it again, 50% being respected of that range. Understand, this is a high and a low. Remember, it goes up and down. It just forms a wick here. We come up to the 50% of it, and the market shows respect. There's a good chance. I'm thinking there's a chance that the market comes down and pushes higher from the fair value gap. Now, on the weekly, on this weekly that we're looking at, this weekly time frame that we're looking at, there is another fair value gap here, right? From this low to this high, right here. We can move this. We understand that this is here, so we don't have to keep it up. All right. Price came down to that bullish fair value gap, respected it, and moved higher from here. We have a push down. This could be a higher high, higher low situation. So I'm going to watch that, and I want you to watch it as well. The daily, on the daily, what do we have? We'll see this push up from the weekly fair value gap here, and what is price in right now? This is what I love to point out. I want to see fair value gaps giving rise to the next fair value gap. I want to see it chain. All right, so we have a weekly fair value gap down here, a daily. Yeah, this is the weekly. I'm sorry, this is the weekly. All right, and it gives rise to the daily fair value gap here, which price is respecting as we speak. This is what happened Friday. Came down into it, thought it was going to maybe disrespect it, but no, it held. All right. Now, the next candle, I need to see it respect this wick. I need to see respect this wick The 50% of it, if I can just get it to work, there you go. All right. Respect the 50% of it. What I would like to see next week is the market come down, give a wick, and then push higher and close above this fair value gap. I want to see that fair value gap get closed above, and I want to see the next candles move up higher towards these highs. That's what I'd like to see. That would confirm bullish order flow for me. Okay. Now, if it breaks this fair value gap, if it disrespects it, remember the market only does two things. It's either offering fair value or seeking liquidity. This is the liquidity low here. These are the liquidity lows here. All right. And price, if it does disrespect and close below Friday's low, then we're going to be seeking liquidity here. That's what I'm thinking. Okay. It makes sense to me. Now, also, I want to see if it does disrespect this fair value gap, does it leave fair value gaps along the way, bearish fair value gaps along the way here for it to come pass down and then come back and tap and then hit back down. A lot of people are going to look for an inversion of this bullish fair value gap if it's disrespected. Price will use it as resistance and then come on down. I'm not on that. I like to see it work one way, and if it gives birth to another fair value gap along the way, then all of my bullish bias ideas are confirmed. You understand? I don't look for the inverted fair value gap. I do look for another fair value gap as opposed to an old one inverting. Got it? But I keep my eye out for these things. All right. So that's where I am at. That's where I'm at. I'm looking for the market to hold here and push up higher. If we go down to the 1 hour from the daily, I don't know why I like to say it that way, but you can see that. Remember this line I drew earlier? That was the wick and the 50% of that wick, and the market coming back to that wick and respecting it. What does it do once it gets up to that 50% wick? It goes higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, lower, low, and then pulls back into this bearish leg, correcting that move for it to move lower. This is the signature of price. This is a signature shift in the market right here. Boom, bap, boom. That is a market structure shift. Ain't no debating it. All right. And we come back and take out that low and the liquidity of these lows. All right. And here we are in a bullish fair value gap. I'm looking for the market to maybe tap down and start to give a corrective structure here. And if I see that corrective structure forming, I know for sure I'm feeling pretty good about my chances that the market will act as resistance here for another drop down. Does that make sense? This fair value gap is going to hold the key. All right, this fair value gap is going to hold the key. I'm looking for if it's corrective structure, we're probably going to see the market come down a little bit. All right, and attack these ascending lows here. However, if the uh, uh, the fair value gap holds and we move up higher from here, I'm looking for fair value gaps to be formed on the way up. If I see fair value gaps formed on the way up, the market's going to use them to go higher. And that would confirm the overall bullish order flow. All right. Just remember something, folks. This is a bullish market. All right. Even though we had this pullback, we're pushing higher here. We could see the market just continue higher. All right. Definitely. But this is where I'm going to make that decision. If that fair value gap holds, we're going to see higher prices. All right. If I see it on a lower time frame that it is corrective in nature, there's a good chance we don't get past this opposing candle here, this this bullish candle is, there's a good chance we don't get past it, and we may see prices come down lower. We may see prices range a bit. All right, but the fair value gap has to hold. It has to hold, and in order for it to for us to see higher prices. Okay, does that make sense? All right. I will see you in the next video. Hey, make sure you hit the like button and the boost button. I appreciate it. And make sure you leave a question if you have a different viewpoint of this market. There's a lot of things to look at, and a lot of things to consider. So, you know, I'm trying to be thoughtful here with these with my analysis. You know, wait and see and be patient for it to develop. If we take this low out, it's a good chance we're going to come down lower towards this low, and we'll see what happens. We'll reassess then if it holds. If it holds, if we see the next candle wick down and then up and close within this candle, close close within this candle, then we can expect the next candle to move higher towards these highs. That's it. I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching. May profits be upon you.